I'll wait a few minutes to see if who's gonna hop on. I'm a minute early, so you get to look at my beautiful drawing here behind me. It's so special. I don't know why I added hair, because I never add hair to my smiley faces. But it's a great illustration, so I'm going with it. Got my journal, my gratitude journal, my baton, even though it's my dog's toy that you put food way in there and he gets out. This is my baton for my illustration tonight. So, super excited about my 30-minute live. I'll be doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays. Beginning of the year, I'm also going to add on YouTube. I already got my station up and going, and I'm going to do more in detailed lives, but I'm going to be adding some videos that are just me sharing my story. It's hard for me to share and talk and read your comments. So I always save the last 5 minutes and see if anybody has any questions, because I get distracted easily. So I've got all my ducks in a row here on my table. And I even have my 1977 junior high yearbook, because I've been going through all the stuff in my house. And lo and behold, I don't watch TV anymore, so this is the cool stuff that I'm doing, and going through my yearbook, because I was doing office paperwork and somehow this was in the filing box. So I thought I'd show you some funny pictures of myself. Not funny, so true to who I am. But anyways, I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Hi, if you're on, please tell me your name and where you're from. I'm glad you joined me. I can't see the little picture up there, who you are, but I'm glad to have you. I'll give it one more minute and then I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna share some, part of my devotion and my gratitude journal. And where is that? I have a card that I wanted to share with you. Probably in my yearbook here. It is. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know a lot of people, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So, I'm reorganizing my whole house. I gave away my TV. And so, there's so much I'm taking in that I'm going to be doing in that space. One of which is going through every inch of this house. Declutter. It was pretty clutter-free, but reorganize, throw away, give away, and then keepsake. So this is my junior high, 1977. So people often talk about my physique or my athleticism or my crazy extreme sports that I've done since the past, 30 years. But it's part of who I am, so you can't compare yourself where your workouts are compared to my workouts. So here I am on the softball team, right there. Oh my goodness, look at her. She had a chip on her shoulder a mile long. My goodness. And so I played all 3 sports. That was softball. Okay, so here I am. Where am I? Right here, number 44. I don't know, I got something on my cheek. No, it's ink. So there I am, number 44. That Farrah Fawcett hair thing going on. That was volleyball. And then here was the girl with the chip on her shoulder, girls basketball team. Right there. Same hairdo. And so I've been playing sports since the 4th grade. So it's part of who I am. And I always want to encourage women is to find it's not working out to me. It's part of my life. I rode on my bike today. I'll go swimming tomorrow. I did tennis for 25 years, paddleboarding for 9 years. racquetball, I keep changing it and adding one and taking it away and doing it different. Your body needs different workouts. So, but don't compare yourself to somebody who's been playing sports since the 4th grade. Basketball, volleyball, softball, and cheerleading. And so we do that as women, is compare ourselves. And you are running your own race, which I'm super excited about. Here's my baton. It's my dog's chew toy. I'm going to be talking about the race you're running. But first of all, I shared with this last time a gratitude journal that I do, and I shared a story about what I was grateful for. So I'm going to share those, I think, here and there. So this one is from Marcia, a gift from God. We've been, I think, hanging out for a year now, and we got to hang out with each other on our birthdays. And so her birthday card, which was so moving, each birthday begins a year of bright new blessings and new chances to shine. Sharon, wishing you a birthday filled with joy and a year that's bright with blessings. You shine like no other I've ever known. Goodness gracious. Don't even doubt that God made you perfect, just a unique way you are to fulfill his divine purpose. Live your 58th year of life to the fullest. I'm thankful to be your friend. Love and hugs, Marcia. So that is what I'm grateful for. Now I shared this morning if you caught it, but I'm just going to share 2 sentences from my devotion. It's about resting, okay? It says, rehearsing your troubles results in experiencing them many times, whereas you are meant to go through them only once when they actually occur. Do not multiply your suffering in this way. Oh my goodness. Like that was huge for me. Rehearsing troubles. That helped me to what I want to talk about tonight, which is I'm a little bit scattered today. I've been crying today and having a lot of finance stuff going on with lawyers and tax people and mortgage people, and it's not my forte. And so I just got a little flustered, but I can't rehearse what I didn't do back then. This thing just told me it's what I was going to talk about. God always affirms it and affirms it everywhere. You look for it and it's there. So I was getting upset because I had my head in the sand my entire marriage, and I let him do for me. My core need as a childhood was to be taken care of, and I've kept handing my heart to everybody, and now I've gotten it back to me. I've attached my own heart. So some of the new things I'm doing, instead of TV, I literally gave my TV away because the first month I wasn't so successful. So this is what I'm doing. I'm writing for an hour every night, which will actually be my first book. I thought it was going to be something else, but God's going to bring me somebody, a ghostwriter, who can actually write the book that I have 7 notebooks full of. I'm a writer and a storyteller, but grammar, how the sentence is structured, that's not my thing. I know that. So it was pretty cool writing today. I even said I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about tonight. It was going to be talk about releasing pain, but might go with pass the baton and a race for runners from Matthew Hussey's 3-day virtual live retreat. It's such a great illustration. So I think I'm going there. The space we keep while we rehearse our failures only keep us as failures. So let me say that again. The space we keep while we rehearse our failures only keep us as failures. We're rehearsing the very thing that we despise, that we don't want to be. So I've been rehearsing everything I'm gonna be. Wow, crazy. Do not multiply your suffering in this way. That's all I did my entire life. The more I discovered myself, the more I uncovered all the old that needed to go away. I took up too much space. How I carried that weight around is no wonder why I'm dancing all the time. I'm happy, I'm rejoicing, I'm celebrating myself like I have never done this past year right on TikTok. I'm so excited about this year. It's just mind-blowing. I'm on fire. So we talked about this on a 3-day virtual retreat with Matthew Hussey, world-known speaker, New York Times bestseller, and he had such a great illustration of a baton. And so think of that. These are the pink marks are all the wonderful things, and the little dark marks are the failures, or whatever you want to look at, mistakes, less than they're actually lessons, but it's what we focus on. So here it is. Here's me, Sharon, the runner, when I was going through my divorce. Man, when that season was over, I was shucking it at the Sharon coming up. I mean, shucking it. But I'm also explaining myself to the next Sharon, the next runner in her life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I told her everything that I just went through. I've cried for 18 months. I've been in counseling for 18 months. I'm this, I'm that. This has been, wow. The runner Sharon during that season had to explain, which she doesn't, to the new runner. Okay? So I pass it to the next season, which is 2 wrong men and nearly dying. So this Sharon in this season is not taking care of herself because when she got the baton, she turned around and looked at her past Sharon and told her everything she did wrong, rehearsing it. When the other Sharon just admitted to everything she went through, but the new Sharon's going to beat her over the head for not doing it better, quicker, smarter. All the things that women tell ourselves. Are you kidding me? That's what I did to my own self. And we're the same girl on the race and the running, our journey. So does that make sense, that illustration to you guys? This is Sharon when she was divorcing. I tell the next Sharon how hard it was, and all I could do was cry and take hot baths. And so, but I told her everything. I already knew what I did not do during that season and what I wish I could have done. I did not need the Sharon of the next season to turn around and bash me for the poor job that I did when I did the best I could with what I had. So then the Sharon of this season passes it on to the Sharon, say, with a cast for her foot surgery, which was a big deal. And this is the Sharon who's lost lots of money and nearly died in the hospital, 5% chance of living. Okay, so this Sharon is going to pass the baton to the Sharon who has to have foot surgery, bone graft, whatever. And this Sharon has a lot to say. 2 back-to-back relationships, losing a lot of money and nearly dying. That's a lot for this Sharon. And her dad passed away. This Sharon in this season, that baton, that weight that I carried about did me in. That's a lot to go through. So when I'm passing it to the Sharon who's now in a season of having a cast, I told her and I explained to her every gut-wrenching thing I went through. Like, I just told her how hard it was for me to live through this. Then I pass it off to the Sharon who has the cast on, and I'm going to turn around and beat that Sharon who had the baton up. I'm going to verbally scold her, shame her, and be nasty to her when she just told me how excruciating that pain was. Anybody could see that. That's painful. I told her, but she told me what I already knew, and she let me have it. Verbally let me have it. Gee, you should have been doing this. You shouldn't have been doing this. I can't believe you lost that kind of money. I mean, what were you thinking? So I'm verbally rehearsing the very thing that I don't want while I'm beating up the runners of the different seasons of my life who did the best they could with what they had. And they survived. So they were able to finally go, I'm done. This season I can't. Here, I'm going to pass you the baton. Let's see you run the race. See what you got going on. Well, then the Sharon then had my brother pass. I went on a trip across Canada into Africa, and it was a beautiful season of grace at the cost of losing my brother. So this girl with the baton threw it to the next Sharon. So this Sharon told her when I passed the baton off how gut-wrenchingly painful that year of losing my brother was, and the pain of a whole family, that has gone down the hole of codependency and victimhood. And I told her how hard it was. And it was so painful that I didn't want to keep going. I'm done. I am done. I'm out of here. I mean, as in done. And so I threw her the baton after telling her how hard that was. And here she is in the darkest season of her life. And she's going to turn around and tell that Sharon, wow, I can't believe you. And then she just goes off, verbally assaulting me, my mouth, my ear, my heart. she already knows that. She lived it. Like, she lived it. So I've got two people beating me up. The person who's going through it, Sharon, I'm Sharon, and the person over here, both Sharon, are assaulting me. So I've got two people. One I hide, one I don't. One I don't like, the one whatever. So this Sharon knows it. She knows she's messed up. She knows she's made some mistakes. She has a lot of things in her life that she's working on. So she doesn't need the next Sharon and the next runner of the race to verbally tell her how poorly she did when she just told you how hard it was. So now I'm in the season right before TikTok. It was pretty awful. I was on my couch for, 18 months. Watched 8 to 10 hours of TV a day. I came up for air to swim, bike, and go to church, and that was it. People look at me with this happy smile and think, there's no way. Yeah, there is a way. We're all human, right? And so that was a really dark season, and yet it wasn't. I was transforming. It was a year of a pause. I had been through so much. It was a season of rest, but I didn't see it that way. It's in the in-between I talked about last week, the circles. When you're in the middle, that's the hard stuff. You gotta go through it to get to the season where I'm at now. New space, totally new space. And so that Sharon, man, she flung the baton at the next Sharon. She's like, girl, I've done all I can to keep us living and surviving, girl. So I don't know what to tell you, but the baton is yours. So this Sharon gets the baton, and now she has successfully, consistently beaten the race, the runner. You know, when you hand off the baton, I've done that my whole life. But this season of 7 years of craziness, I would get to my next season and beat the Sharon up when she just told me how hard it was for her. Wow, that's crazy. And so this Sharon, before TikTok, she was done, as in done with her life. Like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And so she flung it to the Sharon of TikTok. Well, the Sharon of TikTok, through God's intervention, sending me an angel, and I was brought to my own attention. And so just like that, I fell in love with myself. I started painting. And so it's been a crazy past year, October to October. And now the Sharon of TikTok, she's a different runner. She's had so many races and so many batons passed at her. I mean, my goodness. She is a marathon runner, an athlete. Man, she has been through it, and she is still shining, brighter than ever. So the Sharon of TikTok dancing, which shows you my rejoicing, my celebrating, my praising. I'm celebrating this new Sharon I've never been before. I have truly never been this person. Yeah, I'm always bubbling, outgoing, and life to party, all that. But there's a difference. There's peace and calmness and joy that is undescribable. So the Sharon of TikTok, this baton is on fire. Hi from Michigan. Hi. This girl on TikTok is on fire. The atmosphere around her is electrifying. So she did this for a year, and she's enjoying this race. She is so enjoying this season of her life. She wants to hold on to this baton. It's just the middle again. Do I just stay like this, or do I go to the next space? Because it's so unknown at this part. I've never been here before. And she's like, heck no. This is so exciting. I cannot wait. And man, she chucks it at this Sharon that you're seeing tonight. It's so on fire. She's like, girl, this is your year. You thought last year was something? That was just the introductory. You know, that was just the, what do you call that? The preface of a book. That was just a little slice. And so the woman I am today and where I'm going this next year is just blowing my mind, quite frankly, with giving up TV. And I'm going to be talking a little bit on YouTube and TikTok and sharing my journey, what I'm filling my time with without the TV. I said that on my birthday, which I have my little happy birthday, which is a story. I said I'm going to do this. And of course, I'm doing what I used to do, watch too much TV. So I thought, okay, this ain't jiving with my new space. This space has to support where I'm going. And yes, you don't have to give away your TV. I get it. But for me, it wasn't optional. It was necessary. If I want to do everything that's in here, which is crazy, what will happen this year as a book, as in a comedian, I'm already a painter, a storyteller, it's going to be epic. And a life coach. And my whole life is going to explode. I see it, I claim it, I'm ready to receive it. And so my space around me, I had somebody say that last year on TikTok. That was so, it just made so much sense. I'd never heard it talked about that way. So my space, I'm not doing Christmas as far as decorating this year. I am decorating my space with organization. I am going through every inch of this house. It's pretty decluttered. I've done it a couple times with moving 3 times. But this is more of organizing. Like as in everything has a spot. Everything has a spot. So I'm going through, I did my laundry room yesterday. I've done my bedroom drawers. I've done my closet. I need to do the bathroom. But anyways, I'm doing that. So I'm giving away, keeping and organizing, or throwing away. And I'm giving away a lot. And so just with no TV, I already feel like this is going to be a cool year. I might not ever get a TV again. I do love watching movies, so that's been my jam when I stay home. I don't go out a lot. I used to with girlfriends, but now I just used to watch movies, so it's okay. I'm going to be making my own movies in my head here and with my storytelling abilities. So I have a few things I wanted to show you. Then I'm going to tell you about that, and then I'm going to shut it down. So I bought this huge package of notebooks, which I've already got. I've shown y'all before. There's like 7 massive ones filled out, which basically I speak it, I write it, it manifests it. It has to be out in the open for it to be manifested, which I think I'm going to share Thursday of the most epic 24 hours of manifestation in my entire life the night before my brother's service that I wrote and performed. Anyways, this notepad, this stays by the computer at all times because I'm always writing notes on scrap pieces of paper. Then I can't find them, then I'm not organized, then I'm scattered, and then I'm beating myself up. And then I just stop and I just leave it there to only repeat the same pattern to have the same result. I've done that my whole life. Just put it off, put it off, put it off. So this notebook is not allowed to leave this space right here. It will be all my questions that I'm on. Like today, I've been talking about taxes and refinancing and a bunch of different business type stuff. So I got notes. I know exactly where it is. I'm not going to be scattered running around for looking little papers. Who knows where they have been. And so then I already showed you about this book. I've got a lot of these. 1 hour a night for a year is what I'm doing instead of TV and many other things. But this is 1 hour. I'm probably going to add another hour during the day. I think that's it. So I wanted to talk about what's behind me. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. See my beautiful girl? Hi, Drew. Okay, so here's, right before I hopped on, I drew this silly illustration. So this is me. Cute little me, right? I don't know why. I never give myself hair when I make a smiley face. Okay, so I started trying to think about how I wanted to talk about how we see our lives in the perspective, whether it's good or bad, black, white, dark, light, the same thing. And so let's just say this is me and everything that's happened in my past. And so these little marks are the dark marks, the trouble, the failures, the whatever, which they're not, they're stepping stones. I get that. And so there's those. But here, these little pink marks, look at those. Those are the successes, the crazy, beautiful memories of family and loved ones and careers and just all that. Now, which outshines the other? The pink outshines, look, I think it's purple, but it's supposed to be black. The pink outshines it. Why? Because that's what I'm focused on, and that's all I see. Those things are so far removed. They were necessary, though, in this journey of baton passers that I just talked about. Those little dark spots. But what if you were to flip the chart, which I lived in, this space, flip it. All this pink is how you've talked to the last, I love your lives. Oh my goodness. Hi from Michigan. Okay, you're too sweet. Okay. I get lost focus when I go to y'all in here. But anyways, I'll have question and answers here in a few minutes. I got my timer on. Okay, so thank you. So now the pink is all the negative that I talked about, that I always told myself. The person in the season is telling the next Sharon how hard it was, and this woman's telling me how hard it, like, what were you thinking? So I've got two people beating me up. Nobody's celebrating me. Nobody's doing that for me. So now this pink is all your darkness that you think is dark, okay? All this. And these little specks are all the successes, all the happies. Now, which is more powerful? This now becomes your darkness. Hold on. I'm new at this illustration stuff. So this is all darkness. So pretty sure if you were to pretend this white's all black. We'll just save a little bit of pink. A little bit of pink. A little bit of happy spots. But imagine this to be all black. And so my space I kept in here, which resided in my heart, was dark. That's all I could see anymore. I've showed you it before. Here's dark white, okay? Here's what you look at. I had spent so much time looking at everything I wasn't and how poorly I performed during each season. The good stuff's over here, but I'm not looking at it. But what if I were to go over here with both my eyes and go, woo, wait, dang, girl, check you out. And I start celebrating. The dark, the failures, the things of the past, they're part of us. They were makes us are, but we're not focusing on them as much. And what if now this is actually the space that I'm in now, which is so true. I'm making this up as I go. Anyways, now here I am. And I am in a space I've never been in before. With writing like I am, I'm doing a book, I'm doing YouTube, I'm making videos, I'm painting, I'm illustrating, I'm a storyteller, I'm doing stand-up comedy I'm gonna get paid for. I cannot wait. Matter of fact, I'm gonna practice on y'all one night on my live. But anyways, so this is my new space. My new space. So, I've never been here before. And man, it is wide open because I have let go of pain, which I was going to talk about tonight, but I've already talked about it if you watch my TikToks when I let go. Whew, bang, I started painting. And so my paintings are all over. So anyways, so now, after that last year, and the baton passer passed it to me. Do you see all these colors? Don't pretend there's hundreds of them. So now this Sharon gets to just, I'm just going to start actually manifesting everything. And you can just keep doing this. Look at all the colorful things in this new space that I have let go of, the darkness, and I get to decorate it because I know what I want and what I need. Really? That is exciting. So that's my handy dandy artwork for the night. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm only doing 30 minutes, and so I've got 2 minutes left. My timer's gonna go off, so I'm done talking. I want to see, whoa, if anybody wants to say anything or have any questions. And I'll talk about why I cried. I was a mess earlier. I cried, and so my face is red, and I don't know. I was not beating up the Sharon of the past who had her head in the sand when it regards finances and money and taxes and all the stuff I'm dealing with right now. And it just got overwhelming to me because, see, I knew I'd cry if I start talking about it. That's why I didn't. The Sharon who had her head buried in the sand because of all the circumstances in her life did not take care of herself. This is why I was crying. This Sharon did not take care of herself. It's a fact. I gave my plate to my ex. Here, you take care of me. I need somebody to take care of me. My parents didn't take care of me. Somebody needs to take care of me because I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing. So if that's the case, and I never did budgeting, we never did. Shame on us, but we didn't. I haven't budgeted since I've been single for 8 years. Have I mismanaged my money? Sure have. Have I lost a lot of money? Sure have. But that Sharon in that race did what she could and knew she had some pretty strenuous circumstances all within 4 years. Like, very strenuous. And so I was just crying because, for many reasons, but I got flustered because I'm doing stuff on the computer as I'm trying to forward taxes and forward checks and forward a bunch of stuff to I changed my health insurance, saved $200, refinanced my house. People are needing lots of stuff. And the Sharon who never wanted to see her potential never learned how to use a Mac computer. I mean, I know the basics, but it's too hard. I don't know my value, so it's not even worth trying. If I don't know my value, I don't try. Never learn, never grow. But I had to get on the computer today, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I got people calling me at the same time. They're both wanting documents. I'm trying to figure out how to save them and send them, which everybody probably knows that. But the Sharon in the other race didn't bother being curious to see if she could figure it out. So I was figuring it out. But then I just thought about my past, which I'm not going to do, because just what I told you that we do to ourselves. So I'm okay, but I love the fact that I can cry and I'd be okay with it. I made the video because I was still upset and I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I didn't talk about that, and maybe I will next time, because it's really blowing my mind as to where God is taking me and actually having a career with a purpose. There's so much passion and compassion and grace and love for encouraging and helping women, both with adventures and exercising, with their personal growth, and falling in love with themselves and becoming curious. Oh, so one last thing. So happy birthday, Sharon. It was October 19th. 2 birthdays ago, it was my middle son's wedding, and it was my birthday. And it just was a hard weekend because it was, my ex has a huge family and everybody was there together, which is awesome. I love the aunts and uncles that are with my boys. They have the best aunts and uncles and cousins. But it was just different for me for many reasons. But anyways, the rehearsal dinner was on my birthday, and I was with all of my sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws that just, we all stopped. 8 years ago, stopped. 34 years of this massive family, nothing. And I thought, okay, I'm having a little chip on my shoulder. Nobody's paying attention to me. It's my birthday. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? This is passive aggressive, by the way, instead of just saying it out of my mouth and owning it. I said, I'm going to put this. I went over and got myself, they give them all to you at Disney. So I'm over there, I'm like, I'm going to show them. They're going to read this, and they're going to have to wish me a happy birthday. Whew. Not one. Not one. And I thought, boy, I went home and had a dinner in bed that night in my hotel room on my birthday. And I thought, you know what, Sharon, it doesn't matter who doesn't see you, who doesn't celebrate you. They don't know your worth and the value. But I do. And so the next birthday, which was when I started painting, I took myself and said, by gosh, I'm going to celebrate my birthday. And it was the first season I was running to something versus running away, which I did my entire life, run away. And so it was the best birthday ever. And God just took me on a journey that I needed to go on so I could be here today with you. I'm super excited about sharing my whole testimony over the next 6 months. Is what I'm committing to. Tuesday, Thursdays, 8:15, 30 minutes. And now I'm past. My alarm didn't go off. So does anybody have anything they'd like to ask me? Because I'm going to stop. I am already 3 minutes past, but that's not bad. I respect my time. I have a lot of, I'm doing time management. Like, huge. Routine and habits, okay? And so one of them is my nighttime routine. At 9 o'clock, I write. So if anybody has any questions, I thank you those who hung out with me the whole time. I hope you're blessed. I hope you were encouraged or inspired, even if it's just a seed. Even if you just can open up where you're at and take it in. And even though you might not act upon it, God knows what he's doing with that seed. and he'll use it. He'll go, oh, you'll say, oh my gosh, remember that 5 years ago and the message about the runners? Then is when you're going to need it. You might not need it now, but still a seed of hope. So thank you for joining me. Got my little jewelry on. Oh, these are all my mom's rings. How blessed am I? My mother's mother, my mom's, and my grandmother's. I just got this size because I'm going to start wearing it. I wear this purple one and this one all the time. I just put on some others. And I thought, you know what? I'll start wearing my mother's jewelry. I'm taking my family with me. I showed you, I think, if you didn't see it, God just keeps giving me great little illustrations. Oh, here it is. So when I do a devotion in the morning, it's real small, and I've got like 6 of them up there, and I love taking them out and reading them. And then they have a little bit of scripture, and it's crazy because 9 times out of 10, I've already read it. It's already highlighted it, okay? And so today, I thought, you know what? I'm going to use my mom's picture. Look at her. How cute is that picture? This is my new bookmark for where I'm reading in the Bible. And then I get to have her. She's always with me, but since my mom and dad and brother are all gone, it's just me. I'm doing things to incorporate them into my daily life, like wearing my mom's jewelry. I have her jacket. So she's now my new bookmark. And it just, I miss her. She's been gone 18 years. So, all right. I love you guys. I didn't see any more questions, so I'm going to hop off. I'll see you Thursday at 8:15. Love you guys. Have a great night.